everybody. My name is Christopher Stewart, and I'm so glad you guys are here today. I am the youth pastor here at LASFC, and we want to welcome you to our Sunday service. So we want you to do three things. One, find a quiet place where you can enjoy the service. Two, get a pen and paper so you can take notes during the sermon. And three, we want you to relax and have fun. Again, I love you guys. We'll see you soon. Let's go into the service.
Yeah. You're a man of your word, yeah. Yeah. Here we go. This is what it says. All things are possible when we believe. Old chains are breakable when we receive your way. You keep your promises. If you said it, we believe it. If you said it, hey. If you said it, we believe it. Hey. Yeah. If you said it, we believe it. 'Cause you're a man of your word. If you said it, we believe it. Oh, 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 oh. If you said it, we believe it. You're a man. Say, you're a man you said I'm healed, if you said I believe it. If you said it, if you say I'm free in my mind, if you said it, yeah, believe it. Yeah, if you said it, if you said it, yeah, believe it. Yeah, if you said I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. Say I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. Just I am who you say I am. Say I am who you say I am. Say I am who you say I am. Say you're a son, you're a daughter. I am who you say I am. Say you're never forsaken. I am who you say I am. You're the beloved of God. I am who you say I am. I am who you say I am. It's a thing that we can always count on. Yeah. You honor your word. You'll never have to repent, because you'll never go against what you say. Yeah. If you said it, we believe it. 'Cause you're a man of your word. Said it, we believe it. Oh, if you said it, we believe it. You're a man. Of your word. Said it, we believe it.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. My name is Joel Piss, and today we will be talking about Jacob. Okay, so for those of us who don't know, because I didn't know, Jacob was the son of Isaac. Yes, Isaac, the son of Abraham. The story is very interesting. But we'll start off like this. Jacob and his brother Esau actually had a great uncle named Esau, my grandmother's brother, Esau. So Jacob and Esau were born to Isaac and a woman named Rebecca. The Bible says that they were fraternal twins. I don't know for a fact, but they were brothers. Okay, and Esau was the eldest of the two. So Esau was older. So they were born, and they had some conflict throughout their growing up. Which means they were very competitive. They were in competition, kind of like the Cain and Abel story, but it ended a lot better, right? So, so Jacob actually was said to be what they consider ordained, or he was said to basically be special. He was beloved by his mother, and Isaac actually, his favorite was his older brother Esau. Esau liked to hunt and stuff like that, and Isaac liked that. So what ended up happening is Isaac age got older, and he wanted to pass off. He wanted to give his oldest son his birthright. Now, the birthright back then was like a blessing to go ahead and lead the family, a blessing from the father, a blessing from God, and it was very important in that culture. And so
Jacob, being the younger son, was not supposed to get the birthright, but he wanted it. And so did his mother. And his mother believed that he would be the one to lead the family. In fact, she had a dream that said that the oldest of her sons would serve the youngest. So obviously the older son, Esau, was not having that. That's not something that he wanted to believe, and so it made him very angry and bitter. So what ended up happening was, as Isaac was on his deathbed, he was nearing death. He was old, and his vision was impaired, and he called his older son into the room. Now, Esau was said to be a hairy man. I am not. So I'm pretty much like Jacob, right? So the father called Esau into the room, and Jacob and his mother devised a plan to have his father feel an old rug that felt like Esau's hair, which the guy must have been a very hairy man. So Isaac believed that he was talking to Esau when he gave the blessing, and Esau was out hunting. So obviously when Esau came and realized his father was nearing death and saw Jacob in there, and once he figured out that Esau was giving the blessing to the wrong brother, he was furious, and he made a plan he was going to murder his brother. There used to be a lot of murdering going on, a lot of, unforgiveness and murder and bitterness going on, like it is today. So actually Jacob fled. It was kind of serious. His mother said, you need to go. Your brother's planning on killing you. He's upset that you got this birthright, this blessing from God, and you swindled it. But I believe in you, but you got to get out of here. You got to go. And so Jacob fled. He ran, and he was scared that his brother was going to kill him. But Jacob ended up being the blessing that God had wanted him to be. Jacob ended up getting married and having 12 sons. And the 12 sons, actually God changed Jacob's name to Israel later on. So because his son ended up being the 12 tribes of Israel. I just found this out too. So Jacob's sons were the 12, ended up being the 12 tribes of Israel, which is interesting. So what happened, there was also a drought. Similar to Joseph's story, Jacob had to go back home, and being the leader of his family, he helped his family out of a drought, him and his brother. His brother welcomed him home, even though he was afraid to come back. His brother had sworn to kill him. I guess time heals all things sometimes, and came back, and they rekindled their relationship as brothers, and indeed the younger brother ended up ruling the family and leading the family, but it was all good. If you learned anything from this story, like I did, go ahead and raise your hand. I learned a lot from this story, and as it pertains to us, I just want to say sometimes we don't know. We don't know what God's plans are. And sometimes we feel like we're owed things, and we feel like certain things should go a certain way. But again, we have to trust God. And sometimes things just aren't fair, but they do work themselves out in the end for those of us that love the Lord. So anyway, those were some fun facts. We learned a lot about Jacob, which is a character in the Bible that I never covered often. Never knew that, that he and Isaac were even related, and that was his daddy the whole time. So anyway, we learn something every day. If anyone here has not received Christ as the Lord and Savior, now would be the time to do that. please call the number that's provided for you, and we will lead you in salvation, so that way you can obtain your birthright, which is the birthright of that God gives us salvation. Thank you for being here with us today. Hope you enjoyed yourself. I did. Love you. Have a nice day. Good, man.